Dominick Reyes was robbed of a decision last night at UFC 247 Houston, Texas in his main event bout versus Jon Jones. And here's how you know why. Because the defending team of Jon Jones don't have an argument for how Jon Jones won the fight. They don't have an argument that makes any sense. They're making stuff up to make it seem like they're trying to defend Jon Jones. But everyone who says that Jon Jones wins the fight is a liar. And everyone who says Jon Jones wins the fight has no idea what they're looking at and has no idea how to judge a fight. And I'm telling you guys, it's determined by their arguments. They don't have an argument. The Jon Jones defending team right now for saying that Jon Jones won that fight versus Reyes don't have an argument. And that includes Dominick Reyes. And that includes Joe Rogan. And that includes Dana White. And that includes fucking anyone else that's going to... I'm sure Brendan Schaub's going to come out and defend Jon Jones because he wants Jon Jones on his show. That's how things work. The defending team for Jon Jones, and all of Jon Jones' fans as well, don't have a correct argument to make. They can't win. Reyes outstruck Jon Jones 25 strikes to 12 in the first round. No, sorry. 21 strikes to 12 in the first round. There were no takedowns that were successful. That's a clear round for Dominick Reyes, correct? Significant strikes. We're going to go through the card and we're going to break down the myth of Jon Jones winning that fight. Reyes won the first round. 21 strikes to 12 strikes to Jon Jones. Very clear as it can be. Reyes won the first round. No one's arguing that whatsoever. And if you are arguing that, you're on meth. Moving on to the second round. The second most dominant round for Dominick Reyes. 27 strikes to 21. There were no takedowns in this round. Reyes outstruck Jon by 6 points. I know people are going to be saying, 6 points isn't a lot. Let me break this down for you. If Reyes had landed one more jab and was 7 points up, he'd be winning by a quarter of the work in that round. That's a large fucking margin, okay? Reyes wins that round 2. And here's how... We'll go through the entire card first. I don't want to get distracted here on retardation. Round 3. Reyes outstrikes Jon 23 to 19 by 4 strikes. There was no significant takedowns that established any control, which means under the new rule set, and we just watched it happen in Latifi versus Derek Lewis, under the new rule set, takedowns with no control mean jack shit, and damage means everything. Jones established no damage with takedowns. He didn't even score takedowns, if you really think about it. You know, if you're looking from a wrestling standpoint, he really didn't score him too much. I mean, he had Dominick Reyes' bum touch the canvas once or twice, and that wasn't even in this round, I don't believe. I think it might have been once in this round. Dominick Reyes outstruck him 4-1 in a round that only consisted of striking. Other than that, it was cage control, which nothing happened. And by the way, after Jon Jones took down Dominick Reyes, Reyes cracked him on the way out. We just gave Trevin Giles a decision for this exact thing, but instead of Giles landing one punch and Jon Jones only getting a takedown for a few seconds, Krause held on to the back of Trevin Giles for 3.5 minutes, and he got a round taken away from him because he didn't do enough damage from that position. Apparently. By their own judges' score sets. That's exactly what happened. Reyes won round 3. Very clearly. But here's the thing. And we know that Jon Jones won round 5. And people say that, Jon Jones really put it on him in round 5. Jon Jones beat Dominick Reyes equivalent to what Reyes beat Jon Jones in round 1. That's their argument. That's the argument they have. He dominated so hard in the 5th that he wins the whole fight. Do you give Dominick Reyes a 10-8 as well in the first round? If you're arguing that Jon Jones should receive a 10-8, they're not even arguing that. They're not arguing that Jones should get a 10-8. That's ridiculous. They're not even arguing the 3rd round. They're arguing the 2nd round for Jones. That's how you know they don't know what the fuck they're talking about and they're making shit up. Brett Okamoto was on the ESPN panel and everyone else was saying that, the round 2 was really close. Round 2 was so clear that Reyes won. What the fuck are you watching? Round 3 is the only argument for Jon Jones winning the fight, and no one on Jon Jones' defending team is saying that that's their argument. They don't have the right argument. They think that he won round 2. He got outstruck by 6 strikes. Reyes landed a cleaner shot. Reyes even stunned Jones at one point in that round. They're arguing round 2 and not round 3. I think that someone needs to get into these guys' head and say, listen, if you're going to lie about the decision and act like Jones won because you want to be on the good side of the UFC and you want to have Jones on your show, maybe you should argue round 3 where it's a little bit close. But Reyes still won that round. They're arguing round 2 because they're that retarded and they have no argument for Jon Jones winning the fight. Round 4, Jones wins. Round 5, Jones wins. The argument that the 4th and 5th round mean more than 1, 2, and 3 is the most retarded shit I've heard in the last year, in UFC history actually. Not even the last year. In UFC history, the most retarded argument I've ever heard is that 4 and 5 mean more than 1, 2, and 3. Every round is equal to the same, and this just goes to show once more, the Jon Jones defending team have no argument. They're making up new rules that the 4th and 5th rounds mean more in terms of scoring. They have no argument. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're absolutely fucking retarded, and that's just how it goes. And if you want to argue that the 4th and 5th round were more dominant for Jon Jones, I offer to you this piece of information. Reyes had a bigger strike differential in the 2nd round than Jon Jones did in the 4th. Reyes had a more dominant 2nd round than Jon Jones did in the 4th. Round 5, Jon Jones had a less dominant 5th round, or an equal dominance 5th round, than Reyes had in round 1. No, he didn't. Wait, hang on. Reyes outstruck Jones by 9 strikes in the 1st round. Jones outstruck Reyes by 7 in the 5th. Oh, okay. So Reyes' 1st round was more dominant than Jones' 5th. The 5th round that won Jon Jones the fight was less impressive than Reyes' 1st. And again, Joe Rogan's coming out there. And the defense party's coming out there and they're making their retarded arguments. Jones did enough in the 4th and 5th to win the fight. There was no 10-8 rounds. If there was one 10-8 round, by your logic, you should give the 1st round to Reyes as well. The only 10 round that you could even remotely argue, which is even itself is retarded. Even arguing a 10-8 round is retarded, but I'm going to go along with their retardation here and be their little psychiatrist. If you think that round 5 was a 10-8 enough to make Jon Jones win, first of all, even if you don't give Dominick Reyes any 10-8 rounds, like you give to Jon Jones, it's still a draw. So that's a fact. So that's not an argument there. Even if you gave Jones 10-8s, he doesn't win the fight because by your own standards, Dominick Reyes should get 10-8s as well. No 10-8 should be gifted. What are we talking about? I can't believe I'm even discussing this argument right now. This is the most retarded shit I've seen in MMA for the past... of all time! This is the most retarded shit I've ever seen. Not the fight. The fight was close. Argue the 3rd round. Argue the 3rd round. And if you're not arguing the 3rd round, it's because you know you lost the 3rd round and you don't have an argument for Jon Jones winning, and everyone's trying to cover up the fact that we just witnessed the biggest robbery that we've seen in a very long time in the UFC. That's what we're covering up right now. The defense is retarded. They're saying that he done enough in the 4th and 5th. That's not enough to win the fight. Reyes won 3 rounds. They're saying that the 4th and 5th mean more. That's not in the rule set whatsoever. So we're just making up rules that Jon Jones can win. They're saying that Jon Jones won on takedowns, but they're saying that Derek Lewis won on damage on the feet, even though Ilir Latifi established control. I think Ilir Latifi lost, and he established control. Jones established no control whatsoever. Reyes stuffed every takedown. Somehow Reyes is a better wrestler than Jon Jones. Reyes is a better boxer than Jon Jones, despite having a 10-inch reach disadvantage. Reyes won that fight. It was the most blatant robbery I've seen in a very long time. There is no defense for Jon Jones, as you can tell by everyone that's defending him right now. They don't know what they're defending. They're calling out the 2nd round, which was the easiest round to score other than the 1st. They're calling out the 3rd round. They're not calling out the 3rd round. Sorry. They're not calling out the 3rd round, which is the only round that there could be any discussion. Other than that, they have no argument, other than the fact that Jon Jones is a beast and you're a salty fat boy, is what I've been getting, which just sums up Jon Jones fans. I guess they're Kamaru Usman fans as well. They're the most retarded fans of all time, and that's been shown to me here after last night. They're the most retarded, and the fact that they resort to name calling and saying that Jones is the GOAT. Reyes didn't hurt Jon once. He's trash. Shows you that they know that Jon Jones lost. Deep in their hearts, they know themselves. Jon Jones lost his fight versus Dominick Reyes. He's not the GOAT. Reyes is the light heavyweight champion. Big up Dominick Reyes. Wonderful performance. They didn't even disguise the robbery in a split decision. They didn't even disguise the robbery in a split decision. I'm spitting everywhere. They didn't disguise it in a split decision. They went full unanimous. One judge gave it 4 rounds to Jones. There's no way. Fire him. I'm done. Fire him. Man. He's the same judge that gave every round to Giles. The same judge that gave every round to Ewell. Judge that fucking cut him. Fire him. Kill him. Do something to him where he will not return to the arena. Do something. I don't care whether it's firing, whether it's tying his legs together with stones in his pockets and chucking him in the lake. I don't know what goes on. But the fact is, he's retarded and he shouldn't be judging MMA fights from now on. This is the most retarded shit I've ever seen. I can't even believe I have to make a video here. People are even arguing, you got to really beat the champion. It's boxing. It's boxing! We're here. Welcome to boxing. The shittest sport in the world. Welcome. Jon Jones lost the fight. The most retarded defense of an argument for Jon Jones has been shown. Ridiculing the Jon Jones side of the argument. Reyes clearly won the fight 3 rounds to 2. Goodbye. Like and subscribe. Click that button there. I can't even believe I have to make this video. This is common sense. See you later.